All right. Okay, it started. All right. So let's do one last video here before saying goodnight. Earlier today I did a video on it was all about crazy. You know the definition of crazy, and we were talking about how in the States, crazy, loco, insane, it all means totally different stuff. In the gang world, that shit means totally different stuff. Um, I will tell you this much about myself. I am not a blood or a crip. I will tell you that. I'm not a blood and I'm not a crip. Okay. That much I'll tell you. But definitely in the gang world, insane local. But let's just, as far as I know, calling anybody crazy, no matter what term you use, is an insult. Okay? Now, you can put that however you want to put it. You know what I mean? Some people say it's okay. You know what I mean? But some people say that calling somebody a racial slur is okay. I mean, even in the court of law, if I call somebody a racial slur, it'll go to court. Even if it, first of all, if I call somebody a racial slur to their face, let's say on the street, right? And they want to press charges. First of all, there's no telling. They might not even get charges pressed. They might talk it to them. They might not even show up. And if they show up, they might say, "Hey, look, you know what I mean? It's not that big of a deal. Just move on with it. You know what I mean?" And but you know what I mean? Like it's hard. You can't really say, right? But in general, we know it's not nice to call somebody a racial slur. Calling somebody crazy is an insult. Okay, it is an insult. You gotta understand that psychiatry practice in the now you might differentiate from me. I don't know. I looked up psychiatry in Dubai, and I know quite a little bit about psychiatry in the States. And psychiatry is supposed to be private. Now, I analyze this and analyze that as examples. The mafia was catching rumors that Robert De Niro, the actor, the role he was playing, that he had anxiety or that he was seeing a shrink and that he was nuts. But it was just a rumor. Okay. It's a big no-no. Apparently, the movie was like, it looks really bad on you. Okay. But De Niro wasn't exactly telling anybody about it. I mean, I don't remember exactly what happened, but as far as I remember, he was trying to have a private conversation with him and the actor who was the psychiatrist. I don't remember, and he was paying him a lot of money, by the way. Typically, that is how psychiatry is. Psychiatry was never meant to take your rights away. That's not what psychiatry was about. Psychiatry, at least, especially for rich people, psychiatry is supposed to be something just to help somebody out. And when I say help, I mean like supportive services, but it's not meant to take your rights away. And you don't have to be called, you can call it mentally ill or whatever. You're not supposed to call anybody that. As far as real psychiatry goes, you're not supposed to call anybody that. Now, we are all, listen, law is always in battle mode. It's always in limbo and it's always in battle mode. That's the reason why even the smallest to the, a more serious case can take years, months, years. There are cases that are done very fast, rarely. Most cases take a long time. And the truth is that because most of the time, law is just up and down. And that goes for mental health too. Our laws are very complex from city to city to state to state. Everything is very complex. You might make people very angry if you call the wrong guy mentally ill. I'm not a Blood or a Crip, by the way. I'll tell you that right now. I'm not a goddamn Blood or a Crip. You know what I mean? You're not gonna put me with like no disrespect meant, but I'm not a Blood or a Crip. Tell you that shit right fucking now. All right? Never have been. But moving on, like I said, you know, typically, if you're talking about recommendations, you are recommended not to call anybody crazy, not to take action against anybody claiming that they're crazy. Now, if you do something, you can do something anyways. You know what I mean? People do things regardless, and they can get away with it. You know what I mean? It just depends on how the trials go and how all that stuff goes. Dude, law is universal. Always remember that law is universal. Okay. If you want to call me crazy, I mean, if you're being reasonable, you're not supposed to do it to my face. And you're not supposed to say, oh, he's crazy, fuck him up. He's crazy, beat the shit out of him. Whatever you want to say. If you're saying stuff like that, that's not right. Okay, he's crazy, beat the fuck out of him. Do it right now. If you don't do it, blah, blah, blah. And whatever the case is, that's called intimidation. All right. Law works the same way that wars work. Wars have war law. Listen, man, war crimes rarely gets addressed. Okay. 99.99999% of war crimes were never addressed. Okay. All right. So you got to understand, law is always, it's just like who's going to win a war or who's going to win a competition. That's what law comes down to. I mean, if you're talking shit about me behind my back and you're afraid to do it to my face, doesn't mean you're a pussy. It means that socially you'll be dead to everybody. It's just the truth. And we can go on and on. I mean, I can try to talk my way and say, no, listen, nobody pick on me, nobody comment and negative comments, nobody say anything bad about me, you know, which I should just not say at all, you know, probably make it, you know, anyways. So that's what it is. And really, you know, I mean, what are you trying to compete with me? And I think you should get yourself straight. What are you trying to compete with me about? What's your obsession or what is your interest? Let's not say it. What is your interest in competing with me? Is confidence for the mentally ill? Is self-belief for the mentally ill? I don't know. The truth is that there are people out there who want to say that we have absolute power to do whatever we want to do. And we don't give a shit about wrong or right or system. We're going to do it because we got the power. You know what I mean? And I'm just warning you right now. I'm warning you. If you want to refer back to my video of what I said about Muslims and all that stuff and all the ethnicities I called out, that's for picking on people. And I've seen it with, like, dude, forget Zeno. Everybody knows that Charlie Hebdo was killed by popular Islamic demand. Everybody knows that. These guys were massing the streets for his death. And when he died, they were all celebrating. Okay. I've literally, you know, I saw, there was a Bangladeshi guy who used to work with me. I'm not going to say his name or anything. He was Muslim. He used to pray 5 times a day. He used to pray on his breaks. Okay. They gave him special breaks to pray as many times as he was going to pray. And he used to pray in front of everybody. Everybody could see him. He used to go into the big fridge and pray inside there. One day what happened was on the news. It was a Pakistani father and his son were accused of murdering the father's daughter and the son's sister for dating a white man. This is real talk. This was in 2010. 2010, June, July, August, I don't know. Now, if you say I'm lying and that never happened, because I was on CP24, well, what happened was I saw the news and the guy was standing there and he goes, he made that sound and he goes, This is so bad, right? Then I'm walking, he comes up to me and we're in private and he goes, that was a good thing the father did, killing his daughter. And I went, dude, I am not gonna agree with you. I am not agreeing with that at all. I'm not gonna agree with you on that. And I made it clear, he never came up with that kind of stuff ever again. He never said anything like literally to my face about anything. And, you know, if I gave it to him, he just shut up and took it. But the thing is that, you know, I'd only do it if what he was saying was retarded. I mean, that guy was like, as far in the kitchen, as far as I know, he was the only Muslim guy. He asked for 5-minute breaks. So what he did was he took his break, like he said, you know, give me as many 5-minute breaks as I need to finish praying, or 10-minute breaks, or whatever it was. He used to go in the fridge and pray. And the fridge had a window on it. Everybody could see him praying. All right. And he went to me, dude, he did a good thing. Okay, this is not uncommon. This is not uncommon. Okay. He was defending the honor killing in downtown Toronto at the Hilton Hotel. Okay. You get what I'm saying? For me to defend people who are being bullied by these crazy... Now, they are crazy. You are definitely crazy. Either you're crazy or you're a criminal. Pick one. Either you're crazy or you're a criminal. You wanted Charlie Hebdo dead for insulting your prophet, for making a cartoon of your prophet. How ridiculous is that? He lives in Paris, France. Paris, France is not an Islamic country. Doesn't make any sense. I've seen this Pakistani guy, and he's going behind my back talking a lot of shit, and I'm finding out about it. He doesn't have the balls to say shit to my face. He's trying to use the system to fuck me over. He can't say shit to my face, and I don't know what's happened to him. I don't know if the guy's been going through depression or suicidal ideation, and how many times he's been through suicidal ideation. But he's got issues, man. Do you know what I mean? And I noticed that, and I've noticed this with Pakistani. He's like, dude, listen to me. Like, stop fucking talking to me so disrespectfully. And, you know, what they do is they want to act nice to your face and stab you in the back. That's what they like doing. You know what I mean? I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Either you stand, you gotta, you know, when there's a war at any point, you gotta stand with one side or the other. You know what I mean? If you're neutral, I mean, they make special exemptions for people. Okay, you know, both sides, you know what I mean? People might do that. As far as I've heard, I don't actually know about that. I don't think that's ever been proved, but if that's the case, I don't know, right? You can claim neutrality. I don't know, but there's always a war. It's always one side versus the other side, man. That's how it is. That's just how it is. I think to myself, if I said to the guy, hey, show me some balls and say something, he'd just go behind my back and try to fuck me over regardless. And that's why these people don't deserve a system. They don't deserve any kind of systemic push or anything. And if somebody uses a system against you incorrectly and doesn't give a shit about it, just outright, you know, according to the amendment in the United States, you can take arms up against your government. And they've done that before. Now, people say, oh, it's illegal to do that. Well, what about when slavery was supposed to be illegal? Wasn't there... I mean, what about that? Dude, at the end of the day, it's a competition, man. It comes down to who wins or loses. If somebody wants to compete with you, it is what it is. They got to compete with you, man. Now, why does this guy keep on going when he's having suicidal ideation so often? I would like to find out, and I would like to get to the bottom of it, and I would like to fix that shit up systemically. And that's it. I'm done.